Hello again. More of the same really. Just cutting the rot out, patching it up and priming it. This was the last, no, that's almost the last bit on the back. I've got two little bits to weld in on the wheel well, and then I'm going to underseal it, and then I can put it back on its flat on the floor. There is a couple more bits of rot in there still. There's one where the driver's door shuts, and just above where I'm working at the moment there's a bit further up in the arch, but I just can't get to it. I'm on tiptoes trying to see it, so I'm not going to be cutting the welding when I can't really see what I'm doing. So yeah, once this bit's done, then I can put the car, once the wheel well's done, I can put the car back on the floor and put it on rollers so I can slide it backwards and forwards. I'll be glad when there's no more rot. There's some tiny little bits. In fact, I've cut the rot out of most of it. There's just around the wheel arch and the door that I haven't cut it out. Yeah, with this rear bit, the valance bit, there's a lot of corners and bends, and I didn't want to just cut all the rot out and have to make it from scratch, because I wouldn't have had a clue where everything was going. So I had to leave the rot on some pieces with the rot on and cut out other pieces so I could line them up with the bits with the rot on, which I could then cut out afterwards. So it was, I don't know how many sections I did this one in, 5 I think it was. So I mean, it's all welded together, and when I weld it, I just blob bits of weld wherever I can just to hold it. When you think from the factory, they've probably got spot welds every 100mm or whatever. So yeah, it's not going to fall off. And with the seam sealer, it should stop all the moisture coming in as well. Yeah, I'll be glad when this is over, because I'm just like, it's all the same thing. I'm just repeating the same things all the time about how I've done it. Yeah, so I think what I need to do, I've got one more little bit to do, and then putting the cage in should be a bit more exciting. The shed gets very smoky in there, and I don't like leaving the door open because it makes a lot more noise. The shed, I soundproofed the shed. I put acoustic insulation on the walls and the ceiling. But then I had a water leak and everything got wet, so I've pulled all the ceiling stuff out. The wall stuff's still there, but I'm sure it's not sort of dousing the noise down that much. Yeah, that wheel well. The reason I had the masking tape on it was because I'd cut some sections out where it was rotten, and I put the masking tape on. Then I can cut the masking tape out, stick the masking tape onto a piece of steel, and cut around the steel, so I know exactly where and I know it's going to be exactly the right size. This was just with the wire wheel attachment on the angle grinder, just seeing where the rot stops. So you sort of clean up to good metal, and then you know where you can cut out to. And I tend just to cut out. I don't like do straight lines or anything, and then I do make the piece fit the cutout. That was the first section. That was the rear panel. And there was a seam going across the corner. Oh, that's my welding helmet. I've bought a LED light which I've stuck to it. So what I've started doing now is turning the lights off in the shed and welding just with the LED light on. And that's because the lights in the shed, I've got quite a few lights in there so I can see what I'm doing. And they keep flicking the welding mask onto shade, so before you start welding you can't really see what you're doing. There is a sensitivity knob. I should adjust that so make it less sensitive. Yeah, this was the larger piece that I welded in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. Yeah. Yeah, the arch, I just need to finish that arch off. That's rotten, that bit, but that's going to be an easy bit to do, especially when it's flat on the floor again. I just spray painted it this time, sprayed the primer on rather than putting the gloves on and brush painting it. I don't know, the spray was just there. Lashings of seam sealant, and then just another coat of primer on top of it. So yeah, basically that's it. I'm looking forward to the wheel well. Is probably going to be another session. I'll probably put 3-4 hours into this bit, getting that done. The wheel well will be a couple of hours. There's not a great deal left. I've still got to get the wire brush around all the bits and pieces to clean it up. Then I can prime it, and then I can underseal it, and then the car's going back on the flat. Thank you very much for watching. It really helps if you like and subscribe. Hopefully the videos will get a bit more interesting once I start putting the cage in, which will be, I've got a rally coming up next week, so probably be a week after that. But I should be able to get the wheel well done before that. Thanks again for watching. Bye now.